Hi everyone, welcome to Colette's Thermy Kitchen. Had to think about that for a moment. My name's Colette Matriga, I'm a Thermomix consultant and I have customers all over Australia. Why are you laughing?
This is his dog. He's having his dinner and he makes a racket. Max, can you be quiet please?
I know, he's a very spoiled little dog. Anyhow, I have customers all over Australia, and if you are thinking of upgrading or getting a Thermomix, please give me a call. I'd love to look after you. Now tonight we are making a steamed orange pudding. It is a cookidoo recipe, which means that it's fully guided. So even if you are the most basic cook, you can make this absolutely stunning dessert. And you know, if you have a family that don't like that traditional Christmas pudding, why not make this instead? It serves 8 and it's super easy, and the good news is it takes you about 15 minutes of your time. So let's get started with this.
Is there orange peel in there?
There's orange zest.
Orange, okay. Is it orange peel?
No.
Okay, I'll eat it then.
Okay, so I'm just going to follow this one. So the first thing it's telling us to do is to grease and prep our tin. So I'm using the little steaming tin. Now you can get these on the Thermomix Mix Shop site. A lot of you I know already have these, and you have written to me to say you're not quite sure how to use them. So tonight, guess what? You'll soon be very confident in using them. So to grease it, always butter for flavour, and also with these kind of non-stick bowls, you don't want to be using any spray oil or anything like that. So just giving that a really good grease with butter. Perfect. Doesn't matter if it's lots of butter. Okay.
Salted or unsalted?
Well, you should, for your bacon, use unsalted, but I think everybody knows that I kind of use, actually no, I tend to use unsalted. Yep, unsalted. Alright, so the lid and the base is buttered, and now I'm just going to pop that to one side because it tells me to do that. So very great to have all this fully guided. Alright, so I'm not used to actually following the instructions, but never mind. So this is in the top. We use this as our rubbish bowl if we need to use that later on. So the first thing it's telling me to do is to pop into the bowl 100 grams of dark chocolate. Now I'm using my favourite Callebaut 811, which is a kind of a bittersweet, not too dark, not too sweet. It's a beautiful chocolate. It is a Belgian couture chocolate, so it is like the finest chocolate.
It's very rich as well.
Yeah, you use whatever chocolate you love. You know, if you love it, it's going to be great in here. Okay, so 100 grams of dark chocolate has gone in, and we want the peel, the zest, should I say, of one orange. Now, of course, when we are zesting, the Thermomix does all that for us. So all I'm going to do is literally just to take off the zest from this orange.
When you say orange peel, it's orange peel.
Andy, you're going to love this because you don't. It's not like in a fruit cake.
Okay.
So you just have to trust me sometimes. Can you see just how fine that comes off? No zest. Sorry, no peel at all. No, none of the pith, should I say, at all, which is wonderful. You've had a busy few days in packing and sorting, haven't we? Nearly there.
We're nearly there. 4 weeks now we've been in.
Oh, it's been hard work. I ain't moving ever again. That's for sure. Okay, so that's fine. So that's gone in. And then the next thing we are going to do is to basically blitz those down. So again, with your Thermomix, even if you are not a great cook, everything is done for us, so you just follow the instructions. So here you can see it's going to go for 10 seconds and it's going to be loud, so we're going to go all the way around to speed 10. Perfect. And then it's telling us to scrape down. My little toggle here has just popped out. This is it tends to happen if you put your Thermomix in your dishwasher. I don't tend to, but it's just popped out. If you do lose them, you can get them on the mix shop. You just pop it back in. Very
Well,
simple.
what's it for?
Well, service, they can take this out and service can get the screwdriver in there.
Oh, so it's just a cover for the screw
It's
head.
just a little doggle type of thing, so you don't have to worry about that. All right. So, oh gosh, that tastes like Jaffa cake. You know those
It
Jaffa
smells
cakes?
like.
Yeah.
You haven't tasted it yet.
No.
You're getting ahead of yourself.
I think I need a glass of bubbles or something, Andrew.
You
It's been a tough day.
You need a little step ladder.
A little step ladder. Okay. All right. So just to show you, that's the chocolate and the orange. Can you smell it, Andrew?
Yes, okay, I just got it then. Yeah, that's lovely, isn't it? It reminds me of those chocolate oranges you used to buy.
Oh, yeah, from the England. Those little, they're wonderful. Yeah. Okay, so scrape down. So now what I'm going to do is add in 80 grams of unsalted butter. So here we go. That's going in. Thank you. And we go next. Super easy using a Thermomix. Now 180 grams of caster sugar is going in. So when I'm just talking about caster sugar, I do need to restock my caster sugar cabinet, my container. And I don't buy caster sugar, and I hope if you've got a Thermomix, you don't buy caster sugar either. So to buy ordinary sugar, it's half the price. And it takes you no time at all. So I usually put about 200 grams in at a time and then blitz that up and then fill up my container that way. So I'm saving about half the price. So make your own caster sugar, please.
And thank you, Sarah. It's Terry's Orange.
Terry's Orange.
Don't they were great, weren't they? You took the foil off and they all fell apart.
80 grams of milk. And for those that don't yet have a Thermomix or TM6, you can see the scales are here. So as I pour this in, you can see just how sensitive they are. And it's great that they actually go in 1 gram increments. So that's fantastic. Doesn't matter if it's a teeny bit over.
These are female machines, aren't they?
Excuse me.
Because they're sensitive.
Cocoa powder's going in. And of course, if you've got that beautiful Dutch cocoa
Oops,
powder.
I'm in trouble.
I'm going to ignore him. If you've sourced the Dutch cocoa powder, always use that in your cooking because it's just lovely. It's darker and richer. Yummy. Okay, so now the lid's going to go on. And then we're going to go next. And we're going to go round to speed number 1. So now what it's going to do for 2 minutes, it's actually going to melt it at 80 degrees. So after that 2 minutes, we're going to scrape down and then just continue that process for a few more minutes. So Andrew, how's your day been today?
Tiring. It's actually the first day I've been able to sleep in without having to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning to let the trades in to carry on working. So it was a nice one. I think got about 9 o'clock, 9:30. And apart from the 5 o'clock alarm going off this morning because Colette forgot to bring the dog into the bedroom, and she set the alarm and the dog was wandering around downstairs thinking, why has he been left? So he decided to set the alarm off and wake us all up.
Oh, it was so loud, and I couldn't remember how to switch it off, so I had to wake Andrew up. He was very grumpy. Weren't you? Anyhow.
Very.
Okay, so Christmas, 1st of December, you'll notice now my page has started to pump itself up. There's going to be ideas coming at you. I'm going to be giving you a few different Christmas menus that you might want to consider over the next week. And my regular Sunday night, Monday morning newsletter will kick up again. Things are beginning to get a bit back to normal in Colette's Home Kitchen, which is wonderful. So that Bailey's fudge that I posted today, it is a real winner, and I will definitely be making that. And you can freeze it, but whenever you do freeze fudge, you will lose a little bit of the integrity, but it's still perfectly fine in terms of the texture, etc. And I've got some other lovely ones coming up for you, things that you can be starting to do, because Christmas is nearly upon us. So we've got our corner over here for the Christmas tree, but no tree yet. I've ordered it, I just need to go pick it up. So how's everybody else doing? What have you been making for Christmas? I'm sure you've been doing loads and loads of wonderful things. Oh, okay. So that 2 minutes seemed to take a long time. So we're going to go next. Again, safety, the red light tells us the bowl is a little bit warm, so we need to be careful. So it's just telling me this is where we're at. So it's not all completely melted, but it just wants to make sure that we're scraping down anything that could have been left on the top part of the bowl. So that's good. back on, and we repeat that for 2 more minutes. Okay, so speed number 1. Okay, all right, so now it's telling me to organize some oranges. So what I've done is I've cut some orange segments, cut them as thin as you can. They're recommending about 3 mil. And what I'm going to do is to pop these into my basin. But before I do that, what I'm going to show you, once we put our batter into here, what we need to do is create a little top to it on a baking paper. So all I'm going to do, a quick way for doing that, which you've seen before, is just to fold this, fold it again, and we're going to fold it once more, and I just need to go and grab my scissors from the drawer.
While you're doing that, I'll just do a bit of quality control check on your oranges. 3 mil? I don't think so. Some of these are a little bit less.
Oh no.
Yeah, okay. So Debbie asks, could you use a Dariol mould, whatever that is?
Yes, you can certainly make these smaller and do individual sizes. Now this takes quite a few hours to cook. If you're putting this recipe into a Dariol mould, you probably want to go for about 40 minutes rather than about 2.5, 3 hours. So it's a big difference. If you don't have one of these, what you can do is use a pudding basin, as long as it fits into your Verona. And then what you need to do is you need to line it with foil, make a pleat in it, so just in case it rises. So greaseproof paper first, then foil, tie it down with string so that it's all nice and secure in there. So my little package here, I'm just going to eyeball that into the middle, and then I'm just going to cut around the edges like that. And then I just want to take a fraction off, and then we'll be left with a perfect circle. So you can see now that that fits perfectly on top of there.
You clever girl.
All right, so now, okay, arrange. Oh, we need to do, I'll pretend to arrange that. Okay, so next, so in goes self-raising flour. And pinch of salt, yum, and 2 medium eggs. I always have large eggs, but this will be okay in this recipe. It's not an issue. Okay, 2 eggs have gone in.
Good girl, and you didn't break the eggs on the bowl.
And we go next. All right, so now it's just going to combine that together. Super easy. It's so easy cooking with the Thermomix. And this is such a great, easy dish. So we're now going to go around and a speed 4, and that's just going to combine it. When I get my oranges, and I'm just going to place those on the side. They often fall down, so don't panic too much, but the butter kind of helps to hold them in place. About right there. Okay. So now the next thing is we're going to pour this into our pudding basin. Have a look at that. But it does tell you...
Wait, hold it still.
It does tell you to continue just to fold that last bit in by hand. So whenever you're scraping down, scrape down with the back of the spoon rather than the front. You'll get a much better kind of result. All right.
So when's the last delivery day for the Thermomix or the mix shop?
I think it's the 12th.
So if you want to get your kids to buy you presents that you'll actually use, just put a few hints out. I love that Ryobi ad, you know, the bloke's got all the outlines of all the tools that he wants, and the 2 kids are sitting there. They should have something like that for Thermomix, you know. What are all the things that you want?
Oh, I know. But, you know, we had so many orders going through, and a huge thank you for everyone that did order and put my name down. I still haven't had a chance to send an email out to everyone to thank you all. It's just been So busy, but I am very grateful. Thank you.
So Tracy says, when is Andrew's turn in front of the camera?
When is it, Andrew?
I mean, it's like, why? How can I compete with Colette? I mean,
Here for a second.
it's just, I'm not going anywhere.
All right. So, yes, Andy, you could make something. You could do a cocktail for us all. All right. So, can you see there what I've done then? You've got the oranges around the side and you've got that beautiful pudding batter that's gone in. All we need to do now is to cover that with that little circle that I've got. And then we are going to pop the lid on. Now you always want to make sure there's at least 3 centimeters because this will rise. It's self-raising flour, so that's got that agent in there that's going to help that. And then we're going to put the lid on and we're just going to make sure that that is nice and secure. And then that's going to go in the varoma with boiling water. So we're just going to follow that recipe, and I'm going to do this later. So boiling water in the bowl, that sits in the varoma and it goes for about 90 minutes. We then top the water up and we continue again for another hour, and then the pudding's ready.
So this is a cookidoo recipe, so there's no recipe card for this. You just go straight to cookidoo.
You go straight to cookidoo. But what I'm going to do now, I'm going to get a bowl and I'm going to carry on and just make the chocolate, and then I'm going to show you the finished pudding. By magic, yay!
This is the chocolate sauce or chocolate custard.
Yeah, chocolate sauce to go on top. So I've got another bowl here. And what we need to do, we'll just go next. Just skip all these steps. And keep going.
So Christine says, how about a cocktail or just a Christmas hat? What, you want me to be totally naked, just have a Christmas hat on, making a cocktail? Yeah, that would go down well.
Oh, Andrew, that's so funny. Okay, we're on to the actual kind of ganache that's going on top. So in goes some more chocolate colettes.
So Izzy, I think Izzy's already on the vodka. She says, is this Diz available on Mix's Hop?
That's like my messages sometimes. Whenever you message and I message back.
Sorry, Diz. Okay, sorry, Izzy. I know. I'm the worst one.
This is a cookie dough recipe. I'll put the link up for everyone. And I would love for you guys, I would really love for you guys to try this. Because it is very, very nice. And it's a special moment when you kind of tip this pudding out because it looks so amazing. All right, so cream's gone in and then just a little bit of water just to thin that down. Okay, and lid's going on, measuring cup's going in. Okay. Next, and off we go for 3 minutes. So while that's making the sauce, let me just clear this up. So we'll move this on to the second.
Oh, that's magic. There's one in there.
I know. Okay. Oh, come on. Okay. So, another little tip. Obviously, when you take the pudding out of the varona, it's pretty heavy and it's very hot. So you've probably all got one of these little guys here, the spatula. This is what I tend to use. I just pop that in, just make sure it's all locked down. I'll take it out and pop it down, and then with my glove on, I will use this to actually turn and to lift that off. So it's just something you need to be careful of. Now with the batter, it's not something you can make like a day or two beforehand. You really do need to make and cook it, because remember we've used self-raising flour that's got an aging limit. It's not like when you're using plain flour and you can do that well in advance. So make the pudding and then bake it. And because this takes such a long time to steam, it can be steaming quite happily while the turkey's cooking if you're deciding to do it for dessert. And this portion serves 8. So this is nearly done.
Oh, I can smell that. That's warmed up lovely.
Okay. And I'll show you this gorgeous pudding. Nearly there. And you know, if I was doing it to as a real celebration, I would get some beautiful dried rehydrated oranges and decorate it with that, and then put a lovely sprig of those little red berries that have been maybe sugar coated, and that would look beautiful. Or just serve them with raspberries. It's going to be a delicious thing anyhow. Right, nearly there. So who likes the idea of this pudding? Who's going to give it a go before Christmas? Let me know in the comments. And if you do, I'd love to see your photographs, because it's going to be, wow, this is so incredible. Yum. All right. Nearly there, nearly there. So the pudding itself, ideally with the anise sponge pudding, you want to make it and then kind of eat it. Leftovers can probably wait a couple of days in the fridge, in a container. And you can freeze them as well. And the best way I find to warm them up is in the microwave. You can put them back into the steamer and steam them for about half an hour, but I find this the easiest way. So let's have a look at this guy here. Okay, so here we go. There's our lovely pudding. How gorgeous does that look?
Good timing in there. Sauce is ready as well.
Yep.
Oh, it smells good. Oh.
All right. And then all we're going to do is we are going to drizzle on just a little bit of this sauce.
A little bit, come on.
Well, you can always serve some more on the side. It's just lovely when it just does a little bit of a dribble down rather than saturate the whole thing. So there you go, everyone. That's that beautiful chocolate pudding. It is very rich. Andrew, you think you're going to dig a spoon in that?
I just took it out for that.
Okay, let me just cut you a little slice. It is very rich, so you do need a very small slice.
Oh, did you want to do a photograph of it?
I kind of did.
Oh, well then do a photograph first then.
Well, I can't, you've got my phone. That's okay. I'll cut out a slice and then we can do a nice photograph, just to show you. Seriously, you know, these puddings are just lovely. Oh, got the banana there. I haven't cut this very well, but that will give you an idea. Bit more chocolate. And if you had any of those lovely essential oils that are food grade happy, they would be amazing. So there you go, Andrew, there's your spoon.
Okay, can you use a couple of pieces?
Beautiful steam pudding. So other great steam puddings, although not very festive, things like Spotted Dick. Do you remember that, Andrew?
I think so.
And all sorts of colours, yeah.
Okay, all right. I have to say, this is
a hit.
Damn good.
And see, even though there were orange peel in there, it's not orange peel as you know it, Andrew. So it is absolutely delicious. Just have a little look inside there as well. Have a go. It's the beautiful chocolate orange steamed pudding. I'll put the link in on my Facebook page. I'd love you to have a go. It's not hard. You've probably got all the ingredients you need in the cupboard and in the fridge. And I think it's definitely worth making over this Christmas.
You know, someone said earlier there's nothing better than a combination of chocolate and orange. And when you taste that, I think they're spot on. And the nice thing is it's not overly sweet. It's sweetish, but you've got that orange just cuts through the sweetness of the chocolate, and the sponge, or whatever you call the pudding part of it. It's just glorious. It's beautiful, isn't it?
It is really lovely. So there you go, everybody. That's me for tonight. I won't keep you any longer. Thank you so much for hopping on and following me. Things are getting back to normal now, so I'll be here doing more lives and just building up towards Christmas, which is a wonderful time to have a Thermomix in your kitchen. I'm sure you'll agree. My name is Colette Retrieger, Thermomix consultant Australia-wide. This is Andrew, my husband of now, how many years? 38 years?
38 years today we've been married.
38 years, so we're going to crack open a very special bottle of bubbly in a minute and have a beautiful meal, and I look forward to seeing you again in the next few days. Bye for now.
Bye-bye now. Can you cut me another piece?
Do you want a bit more sauce?
Yeah, a bit more sauce would be good actually. The sauce is glorious.
So we're having dessert before we have dinner.
Yeah, well, it's only a little bit. It's like
Actually, it's lovely.
It's like a pre-dinner.
It's lovely when you get a bit of the orange slice on it.
Well, I'm not overly keen on the peel, you know. Come on. Yeah, it's fine.
Yum.
Oh.
Good, isn't it? Really good.
Do you know, I honestly, I got into my head that I wasn't going to like that. But that is just superb. Okay.
So bye-bye.
Bye-bye.